Ayun. Yeah, so this is Kage Harry. Once again, this is another episode of Kage Thoughts. And so kung mapapansin nyo, medyo iba yung setup ko tonight because I'm actually at Baguio. I was with dinner with a few friends kanina. Coach Jalvi, the happiness coach included. And sabi niya ngayong FB live ko daw ngayon will be from Baguio live. Okay. So, yeah, this is season 3 of Kage Thoughts. And once again, we're gonna kumbaga just share ano ba yung mga raw thoughts ko on specific stuff. And part of our theme for season 3 is summed up in parang may mali sa blank. Okay? So yung goal of this is to try and dissect certain observations that I have na nag-a-apply sa iba't ibang areas, usually found pa rin in the common circles of entrepreneurship, no? So ano ba yung mga stuff na pwede nating ma-spot na rooms for improvement, no? Okay. So let me just set up my timer here. I wanna keep this simple. Ayan, may timer tayo for 15 minutes. Okay? And yun, walang scripts, just raw thoughts on this. Right. So just a heads up, I won't be viewing any comments. So hindi ito yung usual na live na it's for the sake of entertainment or something. But I'm hoping na by sharing my raw thoughts and observations on certain things, it can get us to think differently, to assess our situation. And by assessing our situation, makita natin, are there other options na hindi pa natin na-consider before in the way that we are living life, in the way that we are pursuing things, in the way that we are approaching yung mga bagay na mahalaga sa atin. Okay? So, yeah, keep an open mind as we go through this topic of season 3, episode 1. And yung topic natin is parang may mali sa self-development. Okay? So I'll kick this off with my timer. All good. Yeah. So, simulan ko na agad real quick. Okay. Ito yung naobserbahan ko. Marami sa atin, kahit maganda yung progress natin o meron talagang growth na significant or measurable in our own lives, because of what's happening in the self-development space, ang madalas pa rin nating napapansin o mas naging aware tayo is yung mga bagay na kailangang ayusin. Yung mga bagay na kahit ano pang level of growth or breakthrough or win yung magkaroon ka, parang napapa-focus pa rin tayo lagi on kung ano yung kulang, kung ano yung kailangan pang ayusin, kung ano yung part na hindi pa perfect, hindi pa planchado, hindi pa polished. Eh, and um, somehow, ang nakikita ko is sobrang dami na ng materials about self-development, sobrang dami na ng materials about self-help. Some of it part of coaching, some of it part of like therapy, some of it part of like a big chunk of psychology. And may access na yung maraming tao, no, especially in the entrepreneurial circles. Marami ng libro, marami ng courses, marami ng iba't ibang materials that touch on these. And different shapes and forms of content. May written, may video, may long form, may short form na video. Meron ding mga posts na carousel na naka-summarize na kung ano yung mga iba't ibang tips and tricks and hacks, 'di ba? On how to actually develop yourself, develop different characteristics and grow in those characteristics, develop certain skill sets in the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you handle situations and people and all that. Self-awareness. Okay. Daming materials and resources with this, both free and the paid ones. Okay. But hindi ko alam if napapansin nyo na habang mas tumataas yung cases na habang mas nakikilala natin yung sarili natin, mas nale-lessen yung enjoyment natin of life. Because yung self-development space, ginagawa niya tayong hyper-aware on the stuff na kailangan pa nating i-work on, okey? So, parang may mali kasi kung mas nakikilala mo yung sarili mo and you're diving into, like, these materials of developing yourself, first and foremost, that should elevate the ability to appreciate life, 'di ba? Parang if nag-i-improve ka and naggo-grow ka, then life should have a more celebratory tone around it. Instead of kung naggo-grow ka, bakit mas miserable? Kung naggo-grow and merong progress, bakit mas hindi natin napapansin yun? Bakit mas hindi natin nakikita yung things that are going right? A lot of this is related to yung natural thinking natin as human beings kasi may spot talaga natin yung negative more than the positive. But at the same time, it's because of the trend. Because yung self-development, ito pa yung isang napapansin ko na parang mali. It seems like the approach is this, okay? Ide-develop mo yung sarili mo para maging successful ka. The end goal is maging successful. Kumbaga hindi mo naman ipu-pursue yung mindset and all the things na kailangang ayusin dun if hindi siya attached to a certain level of success that you can reach, right? Ang laging nagiging narrative is kailangan mo i-improve yung mindset mo kasi yung next level mo o whatever yung barrier is na hindi ano yung pumipigil sa'yo kaya hindi mo ma-reach yung next level mo, andun sa mindset level. Yung beliefs mo, the limiting ones, 'di ba? And it seems like kailangan mo lang i-develop yung sarili mo kasi meron kang pinu-pursue na certain level of success. Um, if you see this in yourself, it's good to really narrow down on it. Are you actually pursuing self-development for the sake of success, for the sake of reaching new levels of usually nasa income level, nasa being successful in business, being able to present yourself confidently sa mga relationships and at bini-build mo na network? Is self-development in your life something na tinututukan mo kasi ang main goal talaga is to become successful? Ibig sabihin yung self-development is a stepping stone, okay? It's not something na in itself is worthwhile, in itself is passionate ka about, okay? Kumbaga, it's just part of the process, dinadaanan lang siya. Part siya nung route papunta dun sa pinakagusto mo talaga. So, kaya lang siya nagiging somehow nabibigyan ng oras, attention, sometimes money, nagkakaroon ng investments into it. Kasi yung investment na yun is babalik siya in another shape and form of success that we are pursuing, okey? Baka natatanong mo, "Coach, bakit ganito? Paano mo 'to nasasabi?" and all that. Napapansin niyo ba kung gaano kamahal yung mga programs that are related to self-development, that are related to overcoming your beliefs, that are related to, fixing your mindset from those terms na ginagamit most of the time, fixing your mindset, 'di ba? Elevating the way that you think. Napapansin niyo ba how much, these types of courses and programs and, sobrang daming topic, it's the same topic, pero sobrang daming libro that's being written dun sa paulit-ulit na topic. And kahit ilang libro yung bilhin mo, the fundamentals of those things kapag ni-research mo are almost always the same. Pero it seems like yung whole self-development space is a big money-making machine. Di ko alam if napapansin niyo, eh, but the idea parang merong mali. Um, kasi Kaya marami yung nag-e-enter into the self-development space kasi wala naman talagang barriers around it. Kahit sino, basically puwede kang mag-create ng something na material and all that. Puwede mo siyang ulit-ulitan na na i-sell or like, i-offer sa ibang tao. And what happens is, it can be the reiteration of just something else. Puwedeng na-recycle lang talaga yung information, but because ang na-highlight sa self-development space is kung ano yung kulang at ano yung mali at ano yung kailangan pang i-work on sa'tin, hangga't hindi pa natin nafi-figure out yung proper na system natin, then it would feel like kailangan natin ng something that's still related to the topic pero hindi pa natin nasubukan before. So it's like, inaasa lang natin yung possible breakthrough natin dun sa something na hindi pa natin nata-try. Even if yung something na hindi pa natin nata-try is just the same thing repackaged into a different thing, pero it's the same thing. Um, so at this point, hangga't ang hina-highlight sa self-development space are all the things that are part of our needs, that are part of what's lacking, ang patuloy nating magiging feeling is kahit ano pang improvement yung mangyari sa buhay ko, kailangan pa ring may ayusin ako. Eh, so the level of contentment and satisfaction, the level of appreciation and celebration in our lives, it's kind of being robbed away from our human experience. Kasi 'pag na-fix mo yung isang problema, meron pa ring kasunod na problem for you to fix. There's no real space or room for enjoying life. There's just one need or one shortcoming na 'pag natutukan mo na or nagawan mo ng paraan, then you just jump into the next thing. And this is why the self-development side of things can be super exhausting, if not too costly. Kasi hanggang sa huli nating hininga, hindi ka naman talaga mauubusan ng mga bagay na dapat mong ayusin sa sarili mo, eh. As in, until your last breath. Pero magkaiba kasi yung may room for growth and then yung growth na yun na-establish mo and na-appreciate mo and na-elevate yung way mo of life because of that growth. Instead of naggo-grow ka na and nagpo-progress ka na pero yung experience mo of life hindi sumasabay doon. Nag-e-effort ka pero hindi mo napapansin kung, um, gaano kaganda or ano yung nagiging ambag nung effort na yun in the smallest details 'no, into your life. Um, and I'll probably end with this final thought. Kaya merong parang mali sa self-development kasi hindi siya hindi siya worthwhile pursuit by itself. The approach that we have towards it is, paano kung ide-develop mo lang yung sarili mo, like ask yourself this, paano kung ide-develop mo lang yung sarili mo, ta's imposible kang maging successful? What if we take that out of the picture? What if wala kang puwedeng maging ROI? What if walang business na mag-i-improve? What if lang? Of course, all of that can be offshoots and indirect na na improvements if mas makikilala mo yung sarili mo and i-embrace mo yung patterns mo and you work on interrupting the patterns that are not working for you and then installing new patterns that will work for you. All of that included, may effects talaga yun in real life. However, would you still really want to know yourself deeper and grow to the fullest, like maximized na potential mo? Kung sakali na alisin natin yung success in the picture? That's a crucial question to ask. Because then you'll know if you are pursuing self-development because it's coming from a place of that's just what you deserve and what you're destined to do. It's like hindi mo ma-shake off yung feeling that you want to honor the best kind of growth that you can in this lifetime. Okay? That's a big difference in approach as opposed to self-development is just another stepping stone to being more successful in the world that we're living in, or at least be perceived as successful in the world that we're living in. Hindi masama maging mayaman, hindi masama maging influential, hindi masama na magkaroon ka ng enough resources to spend on the things that you want and live at a specific like level of lifestyle, a specific level of like expenditure for the things that you want to experience in life. Nothing really wrong with that. However, the pursuit of that, hindi kailangan maging miserable if we embrace natin yung self-development as a worthwhile pursuit in its own. Kumbaga, instead of tingnan natin lahat ng kulang, pwede nating i-maximize kung ano yung meron tayo. Instead of we're looking for always looking for the next thing to fix, we're looking at with the current state that you are in, ano yung mga bagay na pwede mo pang sulitin. Okay. Instead of trying to do things na kailangan sa'yo nakasalalay lahat, why not accept those weaknesses and the things that you are not good at as of now and create more combos with other people na pwedeng sumalo ng mga weaknesses na yun. Um, with the self-development thing, the idea lang talaga is this. Kahit anong improvement yung mangyari sa'yo, if it's coming from a place of hindi mo na-appreciate kung ano yung meron ka ngayon and hindi mo yun nama-maximize, kahit ano pang growth yung meron ka, hindi mo pa rin yun ma-appreciate at hindi mo pa rin yan mama-maximize. But if your pursuit of self-development comes from you appreciating ano yung meron ka ngayon, guess what? Much of the things na pinu-push sa'yo na feeling mo mali at kailangan mo pang ayusin, most of that won't actually matter anymore. If you can embrace yourself and your self-development journey from a place of appreciating kung nasan ka. And that's it for my Kage Thoughts. Season 3, Episode 1 about self-development. And yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. May bago tayong episode. And I'm planning to do this daily moving forward. Ayan. So, yeah, that's it for tonight. And if you got more questions around this topic, feel free to PM me. If yung nararamdaman mo is more, ginagawa mo naman na lahat, pero it feels like mas nagiging magulo o miserable yung self-development journey mo, then there are conversations that we can have around that. And I'd love to help you sort things out. And that's it. Maraming salamat.